I am financially free. I make money online. I am full of abundance. I am a high achiever. I am location dependent. I am in control. I am confident. I am a provider. I have a successful business that makes 10k profit a month. Some of my affirmations that I read myself every single goddamn day. Anyways, you lot, what you lot saying? Back with another video. Yeah, man. Last week was pretty eventful. Not gonna lie, since I started the TikTok page, as I said, I've got to 1,000 followers. I've just been back to back creating content. It's just been kind of having fun being creative. It's been kind of tough. No, it's not that it's been getting tough. I'm starting to not struggle, but I'm starting to think of other ways of how to shoot content. But essentially, when I first launched the TikTok page, it was trying to create content, get creators, right? So it's like, how many times can you say that in content where people get the message, right? Then, the samples arrived, so then I created content about that. So I built curiosity. People's like, oh, sugar, there's samples. Oh, this is actually a thing. And then once the samples came, I then did a bit more of like educational content about the product, spoke more to the avatar, became a bit more of a trust and authority, I guess, in the niche that, that I'm in. So that built up a bit of content, and then I basically did a call out and I asked if there was any creators in a particular area. And then I basically said, if you're in that area, the first one to comment, I'll deliver you a sample, right? Anyway, someone commented fast actually, ended up driving to them, delivered the product, was able to then utilize that to create content. So then I created content with the creator, and the creator obviously said a nice little message. Come Sunday now, I had it's my old identity creeping up, and I started having this like slight concern where I was like, how are you gonna shoot content this week now? What are you gonna do this week? I was starting to think like, how am I gonna do it? But I meditated, I practiced my gratitude, I focused on abundance. You know what? I woke up this morning on Monday and it just started coming to me. I was like, no, you've got 2 more samples. Try to reach out to someone, see if you can deliver to a sample again today and shoot some content. So again, found somebody. They had 24,000 followers on TikTok. So yeah, I spoke to them. They're like, yeah, I'll be in this area, blah, blah, blah. Literally drove there, again, shot some content and got the ball rolling. I'm happy about that. But it was weird because, in my head, I had that little voice in my head that was like the old identity coming up a bit and saying like, you're not going to be able to manage or keep up with it. But you know what? Monday, first day of the week, and we was able to shoot 2 pieces of content. And since the end of the day, what I did is I was going to buy it on eBay, but then I went onto Facebook Marketplace and I was trying to find the competitor's product, right? And I found it. So I literally messaged the person on the marketplace, and I basically just went to the house today and bought the product off them secondhand. So then again, now that will give me content to shoot tomorrow. And I've got 2 ideas, so that should roll me in for another day or 2. And then as well, I delivered 2 samples the week before, so I haven't even reposted that content as well. So those 3 samples of those 3 creators, that should give me another 3 pieces of content. So I'm just trying to spread it out in the best way possible. But yeah, I think it is all about the frequency. If you focus on frequency of abundance, and you focus, then it's solution mindset, and it's not a problem mindset. It's not a problem. Oh, I ain't got content. There's a solution. You can, and I'm happy I did. And you know what? Yeah, I had that mad little thought on Sunday, but Monday morning, I just recharged, re-energized. So yeah, man, happy. So yeah, see how much content we can spit out this second week. because then the rest of the stock will come in 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks time. So again, I'm gonna have to figure out how to carry on building that momentum, keep building that traffic and I guess curiosity, or just get people to want to carry on tuning in, because I don't want to just stop shooting content for like 3-4 days and it just goes quiet and then pop up like 2 weeks later with the stock like, hey, I'm back. I have to utilize my creativity and time to keep people engaged, because like the more I shoot content, because I realize the more I shoot content, the more followers I get, the more comments I get, the more engagement I get. So that's why it's important to build up that following, build up that engagement, because the more the merrier. I did say this before as well already, that I still haven't had a chance to filter through everyone, but I definitely need to go for filtering stage. So what else I did is I basically made like a Loom video. I recorded my screen and I recorded 2 bits of video. I recorded one video that talks about the brand, the product, our USPs about it, and essentially that was just for people to understand exactly what the product is, how it works, what the brand is, so it's easy for them to start shooting content. The second one was I showed them like my CapCut screen, and I showed them like content from our competitors and just other types of B-roll and UGC style, again for them to know exactly what type of content I want, and to also let them know my expectations, because it's important, because I definitely need to filter, because I'm sure I know I communicated exactly what I'm looking for. However, people might have not kind of like picked up on all the pieces of content, because there's been 1 or 2 people message me and they're saying, oh yeah, I want a free sample. It's like, I'm not charity, mate. I'm not here here to give out free samples. I'm here to get content creators to work with me on the affiliate program. So yes, you can get a sample, but are you going to shoot content? You know what I mean? And is the content going to be good? Because I've only got 20 pieces of samples that I'm going to allocate out of the 100 of stock, right? So I've got to pick it wisely. And this is why, again, I'm shooting more content, because, you never know, I might hit gold dust. You never know, I might hit like a really big creator who wants to work with me. So I've got to keep throwing the net out there and seeing, who's out there to work with. Because there's still a lot of, I got to definitely go to the filtering stage and pick the right creators, because I would love everyone to shoot content with me, but I need to prioritize the creators that are willing. And that's what I said in the video. I said it's not about being super experienced, but it's about being willing. Are you willing to create good content? Are you willing to put in that effort? And I emphasized on the opportunities for them to make money, but that would also again be based on their quality, So I did say in the video, the more content you put out, the more opportunities you are going to make money. And my commission structure was, at this moment, it's at 18%, so it's like really, really good. But it still makes sense for me on a marketing thing, because it would still cost me way more to acquire that customer on paid ads. But yeah, we can look into that after, but I'm still gonna focus on the TikTok affiliate process for now, because I still think we'll start with that for the soft launch and see how things go. It's mad because it wasn't the plan at all, but I guess it shows that this is why, perfectionists, it's not about being perfect, you literally wing it, and over the time you learn new things. I did not think I was going to start a TikTok shop in the beginning. This was predominantly Shopify. Didn't focus on I didn't really super consider affiliate marketing, but it just shows like, just try everything, throw it out there and see what sticks. The fundamentals are still the same, marketing is still the same, product, trying to generate traffic. And it's weird because in that book I read, Traffic Secrets, it basically said, and it's an old school, from the guy who made ClickFunnels, but like he spoke about the fundamentals about traffic, and one of the traffic secrets was like, it's not just about like just getting traffic. Sometimes it's just about being where the traffic already is. So for example, if you were selling, I don't know, like a back support for delivery drivers, right? Or product that helps delivery drivers. You know, yeah, you can run advertisement, speaking to the avatar, you can hook them in, and get paid traffic. But there's another way. You could literally just go to a Facebook group where the traffic is, where they hang out, or use, organic reach and just use the right hashtags, where the people hang out. And essentially that's what it was saying, is that sometimes it's about the right traffic, and sometimes it's just hanging around where your ideal customer hangs around. So for example, Facebook groups, or like articles, or YouTube channels, like your customers are hanging out there. There's already someone who's already generated thousands, or maybe millions of views of traffic of people. You just need to hang out there and utilize that traffic that's already there. So I think that's a good example, because with TikTok now, I've used the right hashtags, and now I'm just hanging out where people hang out, where my avatar exactly hangs out, if that makes sense. So yeah, that was good to kind of see that it's like, yeah, it's not just getting any traffic, it's getting the right traffic. And the best way to do that is, yeah, just be where your ideal customer would be. If it's on a YouTube, if it's watching podcasts, if it's through a newsletter, if it's if it's on a social media. But it's like, okay, what big influences are within your niche? Utilize their traffic. So they were talking about, instead of just running paid ads, why don't you reach out to an influencer who specializes in your niche and just utilize their traffic, because they've already got their traffic already, right? So yeah, that I remember learning that, and that kind of makes sense now. So I'll be looking into that as well, like trying to reach influencers or people that specialize in that niche, and just try to work with them. And instead of trying to pay for loads of traffic, just maybe potentially just do a collaboration or work with someone who's already got all the traffic of my customer avatar. Do you know what I mean? You can kind of maximize that. So that's what they were teaching in Traffic Secrets. I kind of went like from this to this to this, but yeah, I'm just sharing the things I learned. What else is an update? Yeah, so we spoke about the content, getting the ball rolling when the stock's coming as well. Like, I might have a new job, So my job, basically, obviously, I'm an account manager for a particular client, and basically I work for like a marketing team, I guess you could say, that basically hire account managers / sales reps to get a particular product into like the convenience stores, right? So essentially, those companies will put out a contract for that particular client. So let's just say it's Coca-Cola, for example. So they'll, approach Coca-Cola and say, listen, we can get these account managers, we can get your products more brand awareness, blah, blah, blah. And then they hire us, right? But however, their company, they lost the contract, basically. So their contract expires in next year, so at the end of this year. So they didn't extend their contract. So essentially, like, my company that I work for won't no longer be able to work with the client that I'm working with now. So when I first heard that, I started getting like PTSD, because I actually got made redundant last year, before I started like carrying, well, when I started going to do the last online store full time. But when I heard it, I was like, nah, not again. But I shaked it off. I was like, nah, not even worried. And then they explained that, nah, it's just by law, you can't get made redundant. What will happen is the new client or the new company that's won the contract will just start working under them. So that was cool. So I would just literally just have the same job, but just under the same company. But however, the rules might be different. However, if I wanted to carry on working with this company but work with another client, I could apply for different vacancies internally. So I applied for one because it paid a bit more. And they literally reached out to me today, actually, and they were like, do you want to interview on Friday? So I want to see what Friday says, but seems alright. It's paid a little bit more. So yeah, I thought, why not? Let's give that a go. So yeah, that's a change. We'll see you on Friday. As well, I was at the gym today, And I was there for like 3 hours. I did a gym, I did swimming, I did sauna, steam. And like, yo, like, I was in the sauna today and there was like 6 lads, 6 guys, and they're like from all different nationalities. And we were just sitting down, all just having a conversation. Like, everyone was just chatting. It was like separate conversations, and you joined this conversation. But I was just like, this is what it's about. I've never ever experienced that in London, and it's true. And even some of the conversations we had with those like 5, 6 guys was about like how friendly Liverpool is and how and how nice it is. And it was mad because there was like maybe 3 out of the group of 6 that weren't from Liverpool itself, and it was just mad to hear everyone's opinion and experience, and it was all pretty much the same thing. Like, everyone was just realized how friendly Liverpool was, and a lot of them stayed there. And it was just mad because even me, I was just sitting there, and you know me, like I've been, feeling lonely because, moving to a new city by myself and, struggling to meet people. And, slowly I've, vlogged and shared when I did meet someone or how it went. But then, like, remember that I had to change gym because the gym I was in was like a bit, it was more university student. It wasn't sociable. Now that's why I was like, let me try Nuffield. It's more of an older crowd. Maybe I'll be able to meet more people, steam, sauna, people are more relaxed. And it's exactly it. Since I've been in Nuffield, I've spoken to so many people, and just organically, not forced. Like, people are just nice. Like, I'm telling you, everyone is just super nice. Like, I can't explain it. But like, today was just like, it just kind of like put icing on the cake. I was like, how am I chatting to like 5, 6 strangers? Everyone's just so nice. Everyone's chatting. Like, everyone's, connecting. And like, it was just mad. It's like everyone was just on the same page. And even I remember I was chatting to one guy who's Manchester. He moved to Liverpool, and he was like, mate, since I've been in Nuffield, like, since I'm here, like, I just chat to everyone now because everyone's sociable. And it's like, yeah, I'm just glad I made that decision because I can see straight away, like, within time, I could definitely exchange details and connect. Obviously we all go to the same gym, so there's no point, like, there's no rush. But like, yeah, man, like, even for example, those 5, 6 people I met today, anytime I see them in the gym now, have a rapport, chat, sauna, swim. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's a vibe. Because it's true. Like, I know I'm not the only one. A lot of people do miss that social interaction. Because it is important, man, for your mental health, man, to connect with people. So yeah, man, that was a proper nice, man. No, I feel sick, man. And you feel so good as well. Like, it must be the sauna, the swimming, the gym, it's that kind of environment, innit, where you're just chilled, you're just, yeah, man, you're just relaxed. But that was really nice. I'm trying to think, is there any other update? Yeah, no, that's it, you lot. But I'm looking forward to the stock to come. I'm looking forward to keep building momentum on this TikTok page. I'm going to carry on practicing, my gratitude, for carry on being in the frequency of abundance, because I promise you, like, I can see it, people are behaving different around me. Even though I spoke about all these people being sociable, and I think it's purely because your energies are right. Your energies are wrong. It's not, it wouldn't be that. It wouldn't be the same experience. But like, within time, when you're on the right abundance frequency, you just become a magnet. And I just find it that people are just drawn to me. People just start wanting to talk to me. People, looking at me. I can't explain it, man. But it's true in it. Like, with the right frequency and the right energy, you do start vibrating, and people can feel it. And this is why it's important to make sure your energy is right and that you're on the right frequency, because people can feel it before you say a word. So yeah, man, I make sure I'm fully self-aware. If I ever feel a bit like off, I shake it off, because in my head I'm like, I know what the energy is like. When the right energy is like, you feel it, that that abundance. So I'm actually probably gonna meditate now, because yeah, man, why not? I've had a great day. I want to practice my gratitude. I just want to be chill within myself, not distract myself. And yeah, man, I'm gonna do that before bed. But you lot, I'm gonna slap this on YouTube now, and I'll update you lot with the next one.